Ah, the maiden voyage on the new hog. Ah, feels good, man. I got about a 4-hour trip home. And I haven't ridden without a windshield for 10 years. Over 10 years. You forget how big of a pussy a touring bike makes you. When I was younger, I didn't need a windshield, and I still don't. I mean, it's nice to have on the touring bike. I'm not going to put one on this thing. No way. If I wanted a windshield, I just would have bought another touring bike. It's a Street Bob for a reason. Minimal. It feels good though. I mean, it's got stock bars on it, which they're really actually about the right height. I might go 2 inches higher maybe, but I don't know. If I don't change them, I don't have to change my cables. I don't know if there's 2 inches of give in those or not. I'll have to figure out when I get home. But yeah, so it's a black denim 2015 Street Bob. It's only got 6,800 miles on it. I was going back and forth. Man, I've been wanting a Street Bob for a long time. I just love the look of them. There's just something about him. I like him. I'm probably going to put a bigger front rim on it, and you know, it'll be a fun winter project bike. I don't really like doing too many projects with the touring bike because it's pretty much set up where it's at, and I just don't care to spend all that much extra money on it. But yeah, I've been going back and forth. Do I want a Street Bob, or do I want to build like an old school chopper type bike? And I got kind of old and tired of working on things. So I was a mechanic at work. I didn't work on cars. I worked on giant plastic injection presses. And then I had a race car, well, street/race car. And so I'd go to work and I'd work on shit all day long, and then I'd come home and I'd work on the race car all night. And I finally got to the point when I was probably, I don't know, 30. I'm tired of working on stuff all the time, you know? So I gave that a lot of thought when I was trying to decide what bike I wanted to get. And even though the old school chopper would probably be a lot cooler than this bike, I just didn't want to put the time in, because, you know, I'd want to do a shovel, and I can work on, you know, I'm mechanically inclined, you know, with cars and things. I don't have a lot of experience with motorcycles, but I can figure it out. You know, I'm not a complete dumbass. And if not, I got a shop, Hog Brothers Custom Cycles, just pretty much local to me, and he does a lot of cool stuff. So, you know, if I got in a bind, I could toss some cash his way and get it fixed. But I was kind of thinking, you know, maybe I would want to take a solo trip on this thing, or whatever bike I got next. And I just thought, if I did a trip out to California or Washington or something on an old school chopper, yeah, it'd be badass. But it wasn't very practical for me, where I don't. The last place I want to learn how to work on a shovel is on the road with minimal tools. So I opted to go this route. I'm glad I did. So far, I'm anxious to get it customized a little more to my liking. It's pretty fucking badass the way it is, but there's a few things I'm going to do to it. Actually, there's probably going to be a lot of things I do to it, but that's why I went this route. Drivability. This way I can take it to work, and it's electric start. I don't know. I gotta throw a big shout out to my old lady for driving me 4 hours to come and get this bike. Like we're both on vacation today. It's a forced vacation, but the company I work for makes us take an extra day off for 4th of July. Sometimes a whole week, but this week it was, or this year it was just one day. So she's basically using a vacation day to drive all the way to Omaha and buy a bike, or you know, Glenwood, Iowa, I guess. I had for the test ride I had my half helmet on, and I kind of forgot that the wind grabs the underside of the half helmet when there's no windshield, and it was like ripping my head off. It's not so bad with this full face. We're gonna attempt to go try on some more full faces again today, I think, while we're up here. Maybe I'll buy one, maybe not. I just spent a lot of money on a motorcycle, so I don't know if I want to buy a new helmet now for a month or two. It's pretty country out here. There's a lot more curves. Back home it's pretty straight. If you watch my my last moto vlog, you've noticed that it's pretty straight and pretty flat where I live. The rain showers are supposed to go away. It's supposed to be spotty on the way home. I'm guessing I'm gonna hit some rain at some point today. I did bring my rain suit. That's with the old lady. Right away I noticed the rear brake. They did an inspection on this, so everything's good, but compared to the Ultra, the rear brake on this thing is pretty soft and useless. I might look into that a little bit. Not that I don't trust the dealership, but I'm just not used to the bike, which is probably a lot of it. But yeah, I use the rear brake a lot for when I'm going slow and stuff. I can pause the touring bike without, I can stop it completely without putting my feet down. Just keep enough throttle and enough rear brake in it, it'll stand itself up. Also, I put my boots on. I'm a relatively safe rider, so I put my boots on, and the shifter is a little low for my boot. I can still get it with the sole if I hook the sole on the underneath side of it, but we're gonna go see my father-in-law, so I'm just gonna steal a wrench from him and adjust it real quick. I mean, I got 230 miles of straight roads, so I'm probably not going to be shifting a lot, but it'd still be nice to have it in a hurry, you know. It's hard to, I kind of got to think about it when I'm putting it in there. Test rides. Alright, we're gonna go in and try on a couple more helmets. See you in a little bit. So I kept hearing this weird noise. My fucking controls are loose up here. Both of these Torx heads are loose. So I kind of tightened them by hand. I don't have any tools in the Jeep. But, yeah, that sucks. Hopefully they're not like stripped or something crazy like that. It's not that important. It only holds on my main brake handle. I stopped at a gas station to see if they had any tools. Spoiler, they didn't. Luckily, Lady Devil had a multi-tool in her Jeep. I was able to tighten these two screws with the multi-tool. I don't know, it'll get me home. They miss shit, you know, it happens. I'm not pissed about it. It's inconvenient, but I caught it before the bolts came out, so it's not a big deal. I'm pretty easy going, but that, I mean, I irritate people when I got there, I asked them if I could take the seat off, and with all the flooding, I thought I better just check under there and make sure there's not any mud. and I didn't think there would be, but I wanted to check. I didn't want to wait till I bought it and got home to check. So I know I kind of irritated him a little bit with all the questions and all the, you know, I was going over it with a fine-tooth comb, because you never know. And it's stuff like that. That's why I do that. And you don't catch it all. They don't catch it all. Eventually I'll figure it out. You know, my other bike, I don't know if you saw, it was my battery install video. When I brought that bike home, it was new, and I rode it home 60 miles, and like the tank bolts were loose, these bolts were loose. There were some critical fasteners that were loose, and I was like, oh, they didn't do a very good job on that. The strap was missing from under the battery. So shit gets missed. I know what it's like. Well, once again I have found myself under cloud cover. There's a storm to the southwest. I'm not sure how bad it is. It doesn't look terrible, I guess. I'm sitting here, I'm trying to debate whether this tank of gas is going to make it home for me. I'm about 100, probably about 90 miles from home, roughly. I don't know. And I've got 111 miles remaining in the tank. My other bike, I can kind of judge. I've gotten it pretty close to empty, so I kind of know how far I can get. I have no idea what this bike's going to do. I don't know what I'm getting for mileage. I don't know anything. Shoot, it's got a smaller tank, I think. I think it's a 4.7. And my touring bike's got a 6-gallon, but it only gets like 40 miles per gallon. This one, I'm guessing, gets more than that. I don't know, it's the same size motor, but a lighter bike. But the only difference is I don't have a windshield cutting the wind. It's just with the forward controls, my arms up on this, I'm kind of a parachute. So I don't know if it's causing enough wind drag to make it the mileage go down or not. But I guess we'll see. There's some gas stations around home. If I run low, I can get it. But I got the old lady with me in her Jeep, so worst case, she can go get some gas.